Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. You know, if you've ever ran Cat 5 cable or Cat 6 cable, you know that the ends can be the difficult part, because unless you have the right tool, it can be difficult to put the ends on. And like this one, I bought this pre-made cable, and it looks like I can't find the end of it right here. Here's one end. So this was this was like a 200-foot cable, and I used 100 feet of it, and then I cut off the end. Now, if you don't have the right tool, putting a new end on can be very difficult. So today I'm going to show you, today we're going to demonstrate, this is the Klein pass-thru. Here's a close-up of what the Klein pass-thru tool looks like. And then I also have pass-thru ends. Now these, you can get these, I'll post it on the thing how much these were. I got these on Amazon, and Klein, I feel like when it comes to electrical tools, Klein makes the best products. And they're always more expensive though for Klein. But I tend to buy, if I'm buying tools, I tend to try to buy the best. They end up lasting longer. And anyway, I'm gonna demonstrate this Klein tool, how easy it is to put. I have a whole bunch of, so I'm in the middle of doing a security system, and I've decided to no longer do wireless, you know, the Wi-Fi cameras. I decided to get all hardwired cameras. And that means running a lot of Cat 6 cable. And in my shop, it wasn't too hard. The only thing I realized was I don't want all this extra cable. So if I have a camera that's going 60 feet, but I have, you know, I buy these pre-made cables with the ends already on them, and they're 100 feet. I got a 40-foot roll, extra wire, rolled up at my recorder. So today, I'm gonna demonstrate how easy it is to use this Klein tool, and then I'm gonna go fix all these cables that have too much cable. And also, I hit a cable outside on my property with my excavator, and we're gonna attempt to not only put a new piece in there, but use some waterproof connectors underground and see if that works. Anyway, let's demonstrate this part first. Let me get this out of the box. Now, what's really cool about this Klein tool, and I'll give you a close-up in a second, but it has this, so it has a great stripper right there, and basically all you do is put this in there, and it's made just for these cables. Just spin it around, bend it a little bit, and you pull it right off. And that thing, and there's your wires. And so that's a really clean way to strip it, and it's pretty fast. The next thing it has color. So it shows you how to do the color coding before you put this wire on. So I'm gonna readjust the camera. I'm gonna get my reading glasses on, and I'll show you how quick we can make a cat. Now these are gonna be Cat 6. Cats RJ45 Cat 6, and that's what this wire is. So we're gonna go ahead and I'll give you a close-up of this one, and then we're gonna go around and fix quite a few wires and see if we can't get we got one camera that's down because I hit it, so that's an outside repair, and then we got a bunch of extra wire by my MVR that I wanna shorten up and get that cleaned up. So let me give you a close-up of how to do this, and then we'll go finish all these things. Yeah, that's a nice tool. You can feel it's nice and heavy. I really like the stripper. And then, so you have a stripper. I'll give you a close-up, hold on. Okay, right off the bat, here's a little close-up of the tool. And here you can see the little round part there, that's the stripper. And then right in front of it's the cutter. So if I wanted to take this cable, and the first thing I would do, let's go ahead and we'll just cut it off. Gone. And then we would go in here and give ourselves quite a bit of room for the stripping. Hold it all the way down, just rotate it, and come back and pull it off. And it's made just for that cable, so it's not hitting these wires at all. And then you would of course come back and take this centerpiece, this little rigid piece, you would cut that off. So I'm going to demonstrate one of these wires really quick. And you can see on here, it's got the color coding for your wires. And if you flip it over, it goes backwards, I believe. There's a frontwards and a backwards, depending on which way you're putting it in. So we're going to be, I'm not sure. So this is a Cat 6. And we're gonna look at all these wires. RJ45 wiring, okay, so that's what we need right there. And we're gonna follow that color code and we're gonna make one of these connectors. Let me get a pair of scissors. Okay, the first thing I do when I'm making one of these connectors is I'll go in here and cut that centerpiece off. And then the next thing you wanna do, you wanna unravel. Hopefully you can see this. But you want to unravel all these wires. They're basically raveled in pairs. You want to unravel them, just like that. So there's one. Get this brown one unraveled. I'm going to show you, this is really easy to do. So actually, in the future, now that I have this new tool, and I had one of these before, but I wouldn't buy cable with the ends already on them. I would just buy a roll of, 1,000 feet or something and just make my own cables. Because then you're making them the right sizes. And okay, so you want to unravel this one. Okay, so you got them all unraveled there. Now what you want to do is you want to look at your system here. It's right there. It's a brown first, brown stripe. So you're going to go brown, brown stripe, and you want to kind of straighten them out as you go. And then it's going to go green. And you want to make sure and just lay these all in order. Green and then green stripe, it looks like. No. So it's got green and it's got blue stripe. Blue stripe, then blue. Then green stripe. See if we can't keep these all in order. Green stripe, then orange and orange stripe. Now what you want to do is you want to kind of make them all nice and flat. Double check your colors, that you got them right where you want them. We're going to cut this off a little smooth, just like that. Now we're going to go over here to our connectors. So these are pass-through connectors, and they make all different kinds, but we're going to double check our colors. So we got brown, brown striped. You want to keep these nice and flat when you push them through. See, I can already see that this is, my colors are getting mixed up here. And you want to have the clip on the bottom when you're pushing them through. So brown, brown stripe. It's one thing, it's a little tricky to hold them right there. Let's get them passed through here. Okay, now once you got them passed through like that, you can kind of look at them and make sure that you haven't messed up the colors. So before I choose to cut this off, I'm gonna look at all these. So I've got orange stripe, orange, green stripe, then blue. See, that got messed up. So the blue one's not in the right place. So let's re-look at that. So you got brown, brown striped, green. That's where it got a little mixed up. Green, blue striped, blue, then green stripe, orange, and then there. Okay. That's why it's important to double check that they don't get messed up when you go through. So you want to kind of hold them as flat as you can. Okay, there they're passed through again. Let's see if they got messed up again. So you got brown, brown striped, green, blue striped, blue, green striped, orange, orange striped. Okay, so now you got them right where you want them. You're gonna take your tool and we're gonna crimp this. So we're gonna send this through here. And this thing will cut and crimp at the same time. So you get it all the way in there like that. And she's rock solid. Now we're gonna test this one. We'll go ahead and plug something in and we'll see if we can't test this and see if it works. Okay, right here you can see a bunch of my cameras hooked up. Now what we're gonna do, this is the cable we just made, and here's the nice RJ45 connector, I believe it's called. Are they RJ45s? Yeah, RJ45. So we're gonna make sure that we're doing the wiring right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here on my DVR, and I'm going to unplug one of these cameras. And right there, we rewired it the right way. The wires were actually backwards, and our cameras are right back online. Now we're gonna undo that splitter because we don't need it up here. But let me show you what's going on here. So I have, because I bought, instead of just making my own ends, I originally bought like 300-foot Cat6 cable with the ends on them. I bought 300 footers, 200 footers, 100 footers, but it just makes a mess right here. I'll show you, like I've got, look at these rolls that I have. And I think it, it also probably diminishes the signal. So right here you can see, I've got these huge rolls of wasted Cat6 cable. So what I want to do, I want to trace these wires in here, figure out the actual length that I need, and cut these and put new Cat6 connectors on them and clean all this wiring up. So I'm not going to bore you with that, but get yourself a Cat6 connector, and they do make different ones of these. These are the Klein ones. These are called pass-thru connectors. And I recommend using the pass-through connectors. Anyway, I've got a lot of, you can see I've got a lot of wires to fix, so I'm gonna get started. But yeah, make your own Cat 6 cables. And yeah, especially if you're doing some security systems at your shop or your house. The wired security systems are better if you can do it. It's a pain in the butt, but if you can do it, it's worth it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, Klein Cat 6 connector tool. Highly recommend it. They do make cheaper ones that are just as good, or not, I wouldn't say just as good, but you can do it with a cheaper one. This is probably a $50 or $60 one. And I have seen some on Amazon for 20 bucks. Here you can see I've shortened up all the cables and got rid of all the big loops. And basically, it makes it so much easier if you can shorten up your cables and you have the right tool to do it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and I will see you next time. Later.
There he goes, it's a working man. He's trying to make a living any way he can. And he'll break his back for $1 or $2. Oh, there ain't no shame in what he do.